I just want to be real, Splatoon 3 is a lot of fun. It has been one hell of a ride so far, and to be completely honest, there are so many things to do in this game. The game is obviously still a work in progress, and updates do take some time for the game to get better, but this entry to the franchise is already so much better than Splatoon 2 in so many ways. From customization, campaign, multiplayer, and even the new Salmon Run, this is why Splatoon 3 is such an amazing game. Splatoon 3's customization is amazing. It literally has endless opportunities that can make you different than any other player online. We literally see that with the first opening part of the game. The first cutscene, you're just greeted with your player and you can pick whether to be an Inkling or an Octoling. We finally do not have a paywall. Don't get me wrong, I bought Octo expansion, I loved it. But obviously I know why they kept it away from Splatoon 2 unless you paid. Everybody's able to use it. You get so many hairstyles, you get so many colors, and you get to even customize your partner in crime, Small Fry. Look at that little afro. He's so adorable with those big ass eyes. And just like in previous titles, you obviously could buy shirts, shoes. Do they even have shorts? The shops have been around in every game, and after you finish matches online, you can go to the shop with gold and just get brand new gear. One of the best parts about Splatoon that I love is that any amiibo that you have, even if it's one of the oldest ones, you can still use them and get all your gear back. If you had the Octo expansion ones, you can go back, troll with him, and the new gear is actually pretty cool as well. But this is just one of the small things that you can do with customization, and this is something that's not in the other games. We got dabs, Frieza poses. What is this? Hopefully we get a Fortnite dance. Poses after you win a match are amazing. Imagine if we could actually taunt in the middle of the match. Like you press something and boom, you start dancing. Bro, that would be ridiculous. But poses are a really nice addition to the game. When we got the little showcase for the game and they ended up showing us that, I was like, oh man. They teased us at the beginning with the dab, and I really did think that you would be able to do this mid-match. That would be embarrassing. Another really cool addition to this game is splash tags. I know it's something minimal to do, but it's personally probably one of my favorite things about Splatoon 3. It's like a hello, my name is tag, but I love the different styles you can do with it. Games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 actually thrived with this because of the endless names and emblems you had. Even Fall Guys has it, and it makes you different than other players. You even have badges, which are pretty much accomplishments that make you stand out even more. Some badges could take days to weeks to months, and you want people to know that you have no life. I meant to say. You thought I was done with customization? This is Splatoon 3, baby, we got lockers! I remember when the game first dropped and you saw the square, people were like, imagine if we had customizable apartments. I think when they put it out there, somebody thought about it in Nintendo and they're like, yeah, we should have done that instead of lockers. I know lockers are super random, but it gives the game another way to make yourself unique. You get to put stickers, posters, plushies, trophies, and more stuff into your locker to show off your gear. You can also see your friends and the recent players you've played with in the multiplayer locker room. And I'm not gonna lie, some people have created some pretty awesome things, but there's one where people made robots inside of it with different things. It was like, yo, people got a lot of time in their hands. One of the things that I did want to talk about is the catalogs. Literally every game now has a battle pass, and a catalog is just that. So in the catalogs, we do get a lot of different gear and dances and everything that we couldn't get without playing the game. You get a bunch of brand new gear, you get poses, you get a bunch of tokens that you don't need, you get stuff for your splash tag. I love that. Like, you get more customization than ever before. And what I do like about this is that catalogs do come out, I think it's once every 4 months. So we should be getting a good amount of catalogs. Splatoon 3's customization is still hands down the best one out of the entire franchise. So multiplayer is my favorite part of Splatoon. To be completely honest, it has to probably be my favorite part out of any video game that I've ever played. It's a place where you get to show off your skill against other players and test if you're rowdy or if you just suck. It also shows off who has the best internet connection out of all your friends and who can leave the match the quickest. They do have a lot of things to fix. Some of the maps on Splatoon 3 are not the best, I will say. Now, hey, that was a shameless plug, but people replied, you know, I gotta shout the people out who commented. Whatever you do, just please do not bring Gobby Arena into the game. I don't know what to tell you. Even Yoshi is crying back there. Do not bring it out. I did Gobby Arena, the worst map in the history of Splatoon. And Nintendo, as a matter of fact, if you can right now, just go to Splatoon 2, update it, and take it out of the game. online. With the 2-year cycle of updates they bring into Splatoon 3, I am sure that we're gonna get a huge variety of maps that will benefit each player's playstyle. Just like in Splatoon 2, we only have 5 modes right now to play online. We have your regular turf war, where you need to cover the most ink to win, Rainmaker, in which you and your team have to take the Rainmaker to checkpoints in order to win the game, Splat Zones, where you have to cover up an area and play defense so that the opposing team does not take it over, Tower Control, where you do have to get on the tower and pass specific checkpoints. I love clam bits. Where your teammates are horrible and don't want to play as a team to throw clams into the basket. That's the only bad thing about it, okay? The teammates! Most likely, we're gonna get a brand new mode. I mean, it happened with Splatoon 2. Why not get... Like, yo, they have endless possibilities to bring a mode. We could probably get, like, a capture the flag type mode, even though I'm not sure how that would work. But it would still be cool for them to try and see different options to add more modes. I mean, even, like, a team deathmatch would be pretty fun. Multiplayer also brings in a huge event like Splatfest, which are low-key one of the best times to play Splatoon. In my opinion, it has to be probably the best time to play Splatoon, just because of the atmosphere and the amount of people that get online just to play this event. Imagine a celebration event like New Year's, but for 3 straight days. You get to choose a team from 3 different options, and you get to play some pretty intense turf war matches where you fight opposing teams, or literally play the same team over and over and over again. Gear versus gear. But the next level Splatfests are different. You get to play a tricolor Splatfest where 3 teams are playing in one game. I have yet to play one of these matches. Shout out to Cora and Captain Astronaut. If you haven't followed them, please go follow them or subscribe to them. But thank you so much for letting me get some of this footage. 3 different teams playing, and you just have to try to win. It's wild. Another great thing about Splatoon 3 has been ranked matches. The reason why is because you're able to play with friends. And I do know that in Splatoon 2 you did have league battles, but in this game it's a little different. You do play 2 ranked modes and each one has the same rank. So like if you're B+ on one, you're probably going to be B+ in the other one. The only thing that's crazy is that if you do play with friends, you're going to go up against some really, really good people. And I know this does belong in multiplayer, but it's going to have its own category because it's amazing. And that's Salmon Run. I don't know why, but having a survival type of mode or game always sounds like so much fun to me. I love games where you have to survive waves of enemies and just get through the rounds. Games like Bloons TD, Gears of Wars, Horde mode, and even Call of Duty Zombies take me back to these survival modes, and Salmon Run is such a good mix of all these modes combined. I think even in Splatoon 2, it was a lot of fun, but this one just tops it all the way. In SR, we need to survive through so many waves of intense working conditions just to retrieve salmon eggs. Literal salmon eggs. But we have so many enemies to worry about in this new game. Now, we do have ranks that make the game a lot more friendly to new players, but players in higher ranks will get demolished. The way that the system works is that you have all these ranks. Pro Fresh is the highest one, but Pro Fresh could go all the way up to 999, which is the craziest thing. But it is pretty insane. Once you get to 400, it gets really difficult. Getting overrun is so typical if you're not playing with the right team and weapons. I think every 2 or 3 days they do change the rotations and the maps, so if you're playing and the weapons are not right, you probably won't make it far. Because Splatoon 3 is still brand new, we are going to be getting a lot more Salmon Run maps. In the previous game, everyone goes in with the same gear, but 3 actually lets you buy stuff from a shop. And once you go to the shop, you get to buy a bunch of different outfits. I think right now there's a total of 6 or 7, with the last ones being very, very expensive. And it does give you a different look online. Not only can you buy different outfits, you can buy different splash tags, even things for your lockers, while still being able to get the rewards from completing your shifts. There's another 2 major things in this Salmon Run that make it a lot better than Splatoon 2's. The first one is Coho, or Cohozuna. A Coho is pretty much the biggest boss on Salmon Run. The only way to get money in this game is by either taking it out or losing in this round. You do have 3 different types of loot in this game. You have silver clams, bronze clams, and I think it's gold clams. In order for you to get more outfits, you need the silver ones, which are the hardest ones to get. But even if you make it to a Coho round and you do lose, you do get some, and even if you win, you get more. But having this one giant boss at the end makes you and your team work as a literal team. Did you hear that, Clan Blitz players? It makes you work as a team. And the last thing about Salmon Run that's just amazing, and I actually had to wait for this video to drop in order for this to come out, was Big Run. If you haven't played Big Run, there's only been one, but it was fantastic and it was amazing. Pretty much Big Run is Salmon Run on a multiplayer map, but with endless bosses spawning. It's hectic as hell, but so much fun. You probably had like 20 or 30 bosses in one round, and you had to get a specific amount of eggs, but the way that the map is, and it's so small, that you just have to continue chucking eggs in there and just hope that your team survives the round. One of the things that it also did was give people a lot of extra loot. So that's why I hope that Nintendo's able to come out with more outfits because everybody now has the best outfits. I mean, listen, bro, you got purple, you got like an aqua, dude, just come up with it, please. This is gonna be the last one that I'm gonna be talking about. It's gonna be hero mode. The first thing I will say, this one was 50 billion times better than Splatoon 2's. Do you know how many zeros are in 50 billion? I've had a hot take about Splatoon story modes in the past, saying that they all just felt like an obstacle course. It was literally get to a point and finish it instead of going into a more meaningful path like in other games. Now I know that you can't compare Splatoon to these games, but we just go into an objective going into a level, and then you get 3 checkpoints and there's no lore in the level itself. In other games, we built relationship with specific characters, and every mission felt like you were building a special bond with someone. Games like Halo, God of War, Gears of War, and even Call of Duty have had these moments in the game where you connect with someone and are more excited to play the next one. Each mission had meaning, and we don't really get that in levels of Splatoon. In Splatoon 3, we open up the game with you and Cuttlefish. He is teaching you a couple brand new things, and then boom, you have a quick boss battle. Things do go sideways, and your mission starts in which you have one motive, and that's just trying to find Gramps and rescue him from what you think is the literal end of him. I know that it might be a hot take, but that's just how I feel about Splatoon story modes. But that's just my opinion, and I hope you guys respect it. They did add an Octo expansion vibe to it. If you did play Octo expansion on Splatoon 2, you did get to choose which weapon you wanted to go into the level with. I do think that that's a great thing that they did that, because it does cater to different play styles and if you want more of a challenge. Not only were some of the levels fun and challenging, but you do have Small Fry on your journey. You remember that little guy that you saw at the beginning of this video? Well, the addition of him in campaign is fun, because instead of you having to use a splat bomb, you're able to use him and he'll eliminate enemies. You do throw him onto the level and he will find things that are hidden. Sometimes you'll find lore, you'll find tracks, and even things for your locker. Another really cool thing about Splatoon that I think is very underrated, because a lot of games have this, but it is a skill tree. So the skill tree obviously will make your character a lot better as time goes on. Another really good thing about hero mode is a lot of the scenery. It looks very nice to me, and that's something that I think Splatoon 2's Octo expansion also had. Overall, I found this campaign to be better than previous titles, and I do know that they have one more major DLC like the Octo expansion, and I hope it's 100% amazing. I've been recording now for about 30 minutes, and I don't even know how long this video is gonna be, but this is probably one of my best videos that I've ever done. Right now, this is probably my favorite video I've ever done till this day.
To this day!
And I'm pretty sure Mini Yoshi also loves it. I personally really do love Splatoon 3, and I want to see this game continue to grow in numbers. I do think this is the best one in the entire franchise, and I hope that these next 2 years are full of adventure for this game. If I didn't miss anything, please put it down in the comments. I think I got everything that I wanted to talk about. There's just so many things that this game brings that the other ones didn't, that I just had to point out. If you guys did make it this far into the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. If you guys do want to see more videos like this on different Nintendo titles or even different games that are not Nintendo related, please let me know. I'd love to do it. With that being said, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for a lot more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!
Yoshi Monster the Boy.